Hi, today we'll create an expense reporting application with SpreadsheetWeb Hub. First, let's design the Excel workbook. I'll start with the data fields that we need to capture in the expense reporting application. I've added purpose and a name field to capture the submitting user's name, and department. So for the department field, let's create a drop-down list that consists of things like accounting, customer support, finance, etc. And another field I'd like to capture is attachments, like any type of file attachments that might be needed in this application. Your Excel workbook is like your template, so it's important that every single cell to have a name. In other words, you need to define a name for every cell you're using in your application. Next thing I'd like to do is to create a data table where the user would enter actual expense items. So I'd like to capture date, description, category, and amount. You can adjust the row count according to your needs. Also, I will add a sum column to sum all data entered to the fields. You can also change date, time, and currency formattings too. I will also make the category field a drop-down list just like the department, so users can choose from that list. When you're done, do not forget to save your file. Our expense reporting tool is now ready. You can design your tool according to your needs. To turn this Excel file into a web application with SpreadsheetWeb Hub, log into your SpreadsheetWeb Hub account and go to your applications page. Click on Create New Application button. Find your Excel file and upload it. Then click on Create Application. Note that the Excel file is like our template, so all fields needs to be defined in the Excel to build the application and the application's database without any issue. Now we need to design the user interface of our application. Go to the User Interface tab. From this page, you can simply drag and drop any input control and associate it with one of the named ranges in Excel workbook. But there is also an easy way which you can select a worksheet and import all name ranges in that sheet all at once. You can see that when I chose this option, the system detected all fields and controls associated. You can change their orders or features of them whenever you need. And here is our data grid. So let's make sure everything is in their place. As you can see, we have the date, description, category, and amount fields. Remember, we make the category as a drop-down in our Excel file, so let's change its mask type to list and choose the named range we associated with the category field. Also, let's add the total field here and choose the name range. Now let's preview our application to see what it looks like so far. So this is the user interface of our application. In our Excel file, we added 20 rows to our grid. And because of that, now it shows all 20 rows. Let's go back to the user interface page and change input method to form-based start empty grid. Let's preview again. So as you can see, now you need to click on New to add new data. Now let's change the attachment field as a file upload. Go back to the user interface page and drag and drop the file attachment. You can adjust its properties such as the file size, maximum file count, etc. So now the application's user interface is ready. Next thing is to add a database to capture all the saved records. Go to the Database tab and click on Add New. Now you can choose to add all fields one by one, or you can click on the Add Used Columns option to let system detect the data fields used in the application. Then simply click on Next to add the fields to the database. Also, you can make changes if needed. For the data table we used in our Excel workbook, we need to create a secondary table. To do that, go back to the Database tab and click on Add New for the secondary tables. Choose One-to-Many table, then choose the named range associated with the data table. Again, the system will detect all columns with their formattings. You can make necessary changes, then click on Next. When you're done, go back to the user interface page and add an action button to your application, but don't forget to add a save event to it. When this button is clicked, the records will be saved to the application's database. Optionally, you can choose to add a style sheet to your application to change the look of it. To add it, go to the Style Sheet module and click on Add a Style Sheet. SpreadsheetWeb has a library of style sheets that you can choose from. You can also choose to create your own style sheet or to modify an existing one. Now let's do a preview to the application to see how it looks like. If you're happy with the result and don't need any more changes, all you need to do is to publish your application. Once the application is published, it can be shared with users and they can start submitting their expense reports. You can use the application by entering its URL, or you can go to your applications page and click on View Published Version button. Now let's add some data and save it to the application's database. As you entering the data, you will see that the total expense will be summed automatically. Also, we can simply drag and drop any attachments if we need it. If not, we can just click on Submit button and the data will be saved to the application's database. To see the saved records, go to your applications page and click on View Data icon. All saved records will be displayed. Here you can see the expense report we have just saved. And that's how easy to create an expense report with SpreadsheetWeb Hub. Thanks for watching.